All right, viewers, now in fact, let's track the latest development from Chhattisgarh, where two soldiers have been martyred in a big encounter, which is underway at the National Park area of Bijapur in Chhattisgarh. Meanwhile, two soldiers are also reported to be injured in the gunfight. The soldiers are sent to Raipur by the helicopter Mi-17, which has left from Jagdalpur to evacuate the injured from the spot. This comes after more than 12 Maoists were neutralized in the encounter in Chhattisgarh's Bijapur. The encounter is ongoing with the soldiers and the DRG, STF and the Buster fighter. The encounter is underway since this morning. The numbers of Maoists killed may increase at this point of time. Well, all right. Aditya, my colleague, is there with me live on the broadcast. Aditya, 12 Maoists have been gunned down. This is in the series of actions that have been taken by the security forces as far as, in fact, the operations against Naxals and anti-Naxal operation is underway, anti-Maoist operation is underway in Chhattisgarh. Where in fact Union Home Minister Amit Shah has also stressed multiple times on his visits to Chhattisgarh. What is the latest that you're tracking as far as the details from the ground on in fact the well-being of the soldiers who have initiated the encounter that has broken out in Bijapur and Chhattisgarh is concerned?
And if you see, two soldiers have been martyred and two have been injured who've been, shifted to Raipur. Where there's a gunfight area in the gunfight between the Maoists and the security forces have broken out. There could be more number of Naxalites, who have been handling, who have been hiding in this area, because the search operations are currently underway to ascertain how many more Naxalites could be there, because they have an modus operandi, because they look to ambush the security forces whenever and wherever possible. So, this is a very significant gains that the security forces have achieved during this process. Now it needs to be seen if, more Naxalites, because the search operations are currently undergoing. Now it needs to be seen how much more time will the security forces take to neutralize more Naxalites who could be hiding in the area. So far, and this is a very clear stance of this government. This government has been, the Home Minister has been saying that, that Naxalism has to be eliminated by the end of this year or in the beginning of 2026. So all these steps, these the operations that the security forces take are in this regard. Yes, Simran.
Well, all right, Aditya, thank you very much for sharing these details and giving us more information. I also have Major Mohammad Ali Shah, who's a defense expert, joining me live on the broadcast. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, if at all we look at the series in which the encounters are taking place, this is just a testament of the escalation against the anti-Maoist operation that have been intensified after the focus by the centre in Chhattisgarh to curb the Maoism and the Naxalism that has been rampant under the previous governments. The security operations come in line with the central government's vow to end Naxalism by the year 2026, which also the Home Minister Amit Shah has reiterated on January 6th after 8th District Reserve Guards, that are the DRG Jawans, who have lost their lives, and one driver which was blown up by the Maoist under the IED in Chhattisgarh's Bijapur. And Bijapur categorically being a very sensitive zone in the border area of Chhattisgarh, which also remains to be very crucially monitored and sensitive by the security forces and the police as well, is always heightened with the security. How do you view these developments and the work against Naxalism, which has been taking up shape and speed at this given point of time?
Simran, the very fact is this Naxalite problem in Chhattisgarh is going on for quite some time. And now we have killed 12 of them. And, unfortunately more will come up. And yes, we have lost two of our brave hearts as well. So the fact is, till when will we keep on fighting this Naxalite problem in Chhattisgarh, in Bijapur district? In fact, the fight this broke out in a forest when in the Indravati National Park, in that area. So now this has been ongoing, and we'll get back on them. They'll get back on us. So where is the solution? There has to be a workable solution, and I believe that there is no problem in this world that cannot be solved. It really needs to take some tough calls, some tough decisions, and politically it has to be sorted out. Otherwise, what's going to happen? It's going to just go on prolonging and can make matters worse. Unfortunately, that is the greatest that I have. That, it's a very, and Chhattisgarh is a troubled state. People are very scared to go to, like in Dantewal, what happened? I'm talking about a decade ago. I mean, they massacred a full CRPF company over there. I mean, it was the way, and let me tell you, CRPF also, it's not that it's not a professional force, it's a very professional force, a very competent force. And massacring so many men. I mean, it is indeed very disturbing, distressing, and alarming, and we have been seeing this for quite some time. So I think we have to indulge in talks. There is no other way. We have to indulge in talks. I know it's tough. They say, okay, they have killed our braveheart, they have done anti-national activities, anti-India activities, and they need to be taught a lesson, I agree. But then just prove that because we are angry with them, gusse mein, josh mein, I mean, we have to resolve it. But resolving it, either if we have that enough strength, then go ahead, clean them out, flush them out completely. It should not be 12 Naxalites. We should get the entire lot, nip it in the bud, entire lot, cleared by the roots. But it's actually impractical to do that. So the only way is through talks. Let's keep a channel of dialogue open, like the way we have been dealing with the insurgency problem, though they can't be compared. They're two very, very different problems, like the insurgency problem in Nagaland. But ultimately, there was a ceasefire agreement between the Indian government and Nagaland. Similarly, there has to be a solution which has to be reached out over here. Otherwise, till when will we go on losing our brave hearts like cannon fodder? See, it doesn't matter whether we killed 12 of them, but the fact is, we lost 2 of our brave hearts. So, there's one line which I always say, and when I was serving in the army, I would say that. When I acted in this movie, Heather, I said that line over there. I said, no militant, dead or alive, is worth my soldiers' lives. Right? So, I mean, no criminal, no anti-national, no Naxalite, no militant, no underground is worth a single soldier. Soldier, when I say, I don't mean the army only.
All right, thank you, Major Mohammad Ali Shah. Now, in fact, it's time to shift our focus to other developments. Delhi Chief Minister Atishi hands over her resignation to Delhi LG at Raj Niwas. NewsX has accessed the